My daughters are fans of Venus, so it was tough. It is never easy playing a fan favorite in sport, particularly not when your children are huge supporters of your opponent. That is the situation Tatiana Maria faced when she beat Venus Williams 6-4, 6-3 at the Hobart International on Tuesday. Germany's Maria travels with her two daughters, 12-year-old Charlotte and 4-year-old Cecilia, who are big fans of the American great. Everybody loves Venus, I love her too. Maria said in her on-court interview. My daughters are a fan of Venus, so it was tough. They said they are for me, but Charlotte was so happy. The first reaction was, oh my God, that's so amazing, I'm going to see Venus against you. She was super happy. We live across the street, we are neighbors, I know her really well. To play her was such an honor because I never played her before. The meeting between Maria, 38, and the 45-year-old Williams was the highest combined age for a main draw event in WTA history. Williams also lost her first-round match in Auckland last week as she began her 30th year on the WTA Tour. She made her debut in 1994 and went on to win 7 Grand Slam singles titles and Olympic gold in 2000. She and sister Serena defined an era of tennis, winning 14 Grand Slams and 3 Olympic golds together in doubles. Venus Williams has been given a wild card for the Australian Open, which begins on Sunday. My daughters are fans of Venus, so it was tough. My daughters are fans of Venus, so it was tough. Tougher than I ever expected something as simple as love and admiration could be. In our house, Venus was never just a name. She was a presence. She lived in the living room during late-night matches, in the echoes of tennis balls thudding against invisible courts, and in the fierce conversations at the dinner table where my daughters defended her with the loyalty of seasoned advocates. Venus Williams, to them, was not merely an athlete. She was proof that strength could be graceful, that resilience could wear beads in its hair, and that confidence did not need permission. I, on the other hand, came from a different world. I admired effort quietly, without banners or shouts. I believed in balance, moderation, and not getting too emotionally invested in people you had never met. So when my daughter's devotion to Venus grew into something bordering on worship, I felt left out, even challenged. My daughters were growing, and Venus seemed to be helping raise them. It was tough watching them model their dreams after someone whose journey I had not fully understood yet. They mimicked her powerful serve in the backyard, their sneakers scraping against the concrete as if it were center court. They talked about discipline, about fighting through criticism, about standing tall in a world that would rather see you shrink. Those were good lessons, great ones even, but they didn't come from me. And that stung. The toughest moment came one evening after a match Venus lost. My daughters sat quietly, eyes glossy, absorbing the loss as if it were personal. I tried to soften the moment. It's just a game, I said gently. They looked at me, almost offended. It's not just a game, the older one replied. It's about everything she had to fight for. That's when I realized the problem wasn't Venus. It was my distance from what she represented. So I began to watch more closely. Not just the matches, but the interviews, the history, the way Venus carried herself in victory and defeat. I saw the courage it took to keep showing up, the strength required to challenge traditions, and the quiet dignity in refusing to be defined by limitations or expectations. Slowly, admiration replaced resistance. I noticed how my daughters changed too. They stood straighter. They argued more confidently. They failed and tried again without apology. Venus had become a mirror in which they saw what was possible for themselves. It was still tough though. Tough to accept that inspiration doesn't always come from home. Tough to admit that heroes can arrive through screens and stories, carrying lessons parents alone cannot teach. But it was also beautiful. One afternoon, as the sun dipped low and the backyard court lines faded into shadow, I watched my daughters play. They laughed, argued over points, and practiced serves with fierce determination. For a moment, I didn't see Venus Williams. I saw two young girls learning how to be strong in their own ways. And I understood then, loving Venus hadn't taken anything away from me. It had added something to them. My daughters are fans of Venus, so it was tough, but it was also a gift. A reminder that strength has many teachers, and that sometimes, The hardest lessons are the ones that teach us to let admiration grow beyond our own shadows.